And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Church with a 2-Drink Minimum.
All right. Everybody ready? We're going to sing. Hey, Glen.
Doggies is right.
We doggy.
How is everybody?
Everybody.
Are you having a happy Thanksgiving?
Happy Thanksgiving weekend.
Who's full? Are you?
What did you have? What did you have for Thanksgiving? Food. We had
a wonderful meal.
Roasted pork shoulder.
Because that's what I like.
Actually, slow cooked in Guinness beer.
You know, because there's just Guinness beer hanging around the house. Don't know why.
Oh my God! You should try it.
You should really. You put a pork shoulder and a couple of glug glugs of. Yeah, it's really nice. It's, a lot of those things.
Put a pint in there.
Put a pint in it.
And cook it for 8 hours.
Yeah, you have to start it the next day. But but there's a lot of people that are like putting their turkeys in the oven like the night before and stuff like that, and like
slow cooking.
So it's you should there's people who do that.
So I know you had a good meal. What did you have for dessert?
You have some pie.
I know. I'm going to tell you what we had. I made pumpkin apple pudding cake surprise.
It was a surprise. It was a surprise. If you can imagine like a bread pudding, a pumpkin pie, and like an apple pie cobbler, like all rolled into one. Don't hurt your brain on this. But it's a bread pudding.
It's delicious.
Stewed fruit. Pumpkin pie.
It was good.
It's lovely. It's lovely.
It's very good. So I hope you had fun. I hope you had a wonderful time. Today's Sunday when you're seeing this, but we're going to share with you some of our, thoughts about Thanksgiving and what we were thinking about to share with you and read the workbook lesson from Thanksgiving Day. We're
grateful for you, first of all.
We are grateful for you. Very much so. We really, really appreciate this community and how much we connect with you and how much we appreciate you sharing our music and
COVID has really brought us together.
It has. It's really brought us together. So we're very appreciative. Yeah. Actually, I'm very grateful for 2020, to tell you the truth.
I know.
I mean, you know, it has
We've spent more time in 2020 than I think we've ever spent together.
Oh, yeah, right, exactly. I'm sure many of you have spent a lot of time together, too.
Are you sick of your relatives?
Luckily, we like each other.
We're not sick of each other.
And, what a revelation. Like, to find out more about each other and also to really take a look at what's going on.
Habits. And our dreams have begun to come true. As you know, we're trying to work on some properties back in a property in Vermont, and we're going to go there this weekend to work on that a little bit and to see everybody. But We've had a great 2020, and looks like we've got another month to go.
Yeah.
And the course is wrapping up as well. We're on chapter 28. So are you reading your 12.8 pages a week? 12.8 pages a week, and you can read the Course in Miracles in a year. We look at about a little section of that every single time, and we're on chapter. Actually, I think it's chapter
28.
Yes, we're at the end of chapter 28.
Well,
right
let's
now,
see
which
what
is
that
called The
says.
Awakening. Okay, then the last 4 chapters, chapter 28 is about awakening.
Wow.
So what does that say about all the other chapters? They're not about awakening.
We needed all of that.
I need all that to get to chapter 28. So
I don't know what anything is for.
I know that's got to sink in and let things be exactly as they are.
Which reminds me, we need to sing a song.
It does. It does. You guys should know this song by now. You ready to sing it with us?
And certainly, this has been the theme song.
No, it was really great
for 2020.
We sing it. We used to sing it on subway platforms. I sing it now at the grocery store, walking down the street.
So here we go.
You know the words. Sing it with us.
Let things be.
I let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
You can't change me.
You can't change me.
You can't change.
'Cause you can't change God.
So let things be.
I let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
And
so you and me.
We'll live in peace.
We live in peace.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know
what anything is for.
What anything is for.
Unless I listen to that still small.
I have a still small voice
telling me.
It's telling me
this simple truth.
This simple truth.
That everything is for my good.
It's for my good.
So let things be.
I let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
You can't change me.
You can't change me.
You can't change.
'Cause you can't change God.
So let things be.
I let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
You and me.
So you and me.
We'll live in peace.
We live in peace.
And here's the verse that's so important that
It
I've really
is.
been understanding. Because I'm not this body.
I'm not this body
that you see.
That you see.
I am as God.
I am as God.
Created me.
She created me free.
And we are all.
We are all
one family.
One family.
And it's possible.
Yes, it's possible
to live in peace.
We live in peace.
So let things be.
I let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
You can't change me.
You can't change me.
You can't change.
'Cause you can't change God.
So let things be.
I let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
And you and me.
And you and me.
We'll live in peace.
We'll live in peace.
Kumbaya.
Kumbaya.
You forgot your kumbaya
I know.
moment.
Kumbaya.
Cheers to kumbaya.
I know. Kumbaya. Come by here. We're, right?
Come by here, my Lord.
The presence of the presence of love, which is your natural inheritance.
I know, and like, I don't know, it just feels so full today, so joyous. You know, I'm really thankful.
We actually do have a full life.
We do.
We've got a very, very full life.
Yeah.
I'm back furloughed to work. And Yolanda does Drag Queen Story Hour.
Right.
This year has been really wild at getting schedules in order, getting reconnecting with friends.
Yeah.
I know people that are spending more time with their families now than they ever have before.
It's very strange. This journey that we're taking right now feels like something really new, you know. And I actually have told Glenn this recently. It's like I actually finally feel like I'm living in the time that I was born to live in. Like I feel like I've been preparing my whole life for this moment in time.
Yeah, it's
and
starting to feel that way.
Really, for me, it's really interesting.
It is for us.
Because I've known for a long time that human consciousness is on the verge of shifting, and in order to do that, we have to see what's really going on, and then we have to be willing to release, what doesn't work.
Forgiveness. We're going to talk a little bit about what forgiveness and time have to do with this awakening process today.
And so finally, I've been aware of this for a long time, like most of my life, really,
Yeah, I do.
And it feels right now like we're in a pivotal moment that I've been preparing for
I feel like, do you feel like your life has more meaning now than it has before?
I do.
Right. Do you feel like it has more purpose?
Yeah.
Do you see clearer the sides of the road that you're on?
Right.
A lot of us can see like just the path or whatever like that, but now you can see like, oh no, I'm not going to go over there. No, I'm not going to go. I like you're seeing the kind of the sides of the path and the temptations and like the detours. Let's be serious. We get tempted by the detours around away from our life. So what are we doing in our lives? What is this? How can we practice in our lives staying on the path? That's what this awakening idea is about. What do we do to stay on the path, to get in the thing? We call this a lifestyle for a reason.
And so I have a song that goes this. Well, anyway, many of you know that I really love old-time gospel songs. I was raised on them. I was born in the South, and we were raised on them. I love those old gospel songs, and, a lot of them have lyrics that don't quite work for me anymore. But there's one that I want to share with you right now called I Am a Pilgrim. And I recorded this song, I Am a Pilgrim, for my Reverend Yolanda's Country Gospel Kirtan Volume 2 record. So here we go. I Am a Pilgrim.
You might recognize this.
I've got a mother, sister, and a brother who have gone this way before. I am determined to go and see them, good Lord, when I'm on that other shore. Going down to the river of Jordan just to bathe my weary soul. If I can just touch the hem of his garment, good Lord, then I know he'll make me whole.
I love those last images. I really do like those last images. When I started first making the books, I was first started doing, teaching A Course in Miracles.
You make a booklet every week.
I make a booklet every week. I've done that for about 10, 12 years now. I used to use a lot of Buddha, Krishna, Jesus imagery. Yeah. Because we're interfaith, right? Mm-hmm. So, and truth is true. Mm-hmm. I think which is one of the most interfaith statements ever. Yeah. Truth is true. So
truly,
I really love those. I love those images. I really love those images. And one of the things that all those images, all those paths have in common is the primacy of meditation. So that's one of the things we've used to do a lot in class. I used to teach Glen. I used to teach meditation. I mean, I'm still certified to teach meditation. So one of our regular practices is meditation. Do you have a meditation practice? I would encourage you to find out what it is, what kind of meditation works for you. But here we do a thing that Yolanda has developed called the Circle of Love meditation,
which is not exactly a meditation. It's more like a sort of a guided prayer, but I like to think of it as a meditation because honestly, again, over 2020, I've really embodied, I think, this notion of unconditional love. I mean, it's not a notion, it's a reality, but a deeper understanding, of unconditional love. And just because I don't like it, just because I don't like something doesn't mean that it's not here, and that doesn't mean that it's not in the circle of love,
Yeah, I think about, again, how forgiveness works into that, and how forgiveness and the way the Course teaches about forgiveness helps me to understand what the book and what all these gurus and spiritual teachers are talking about is unconditional love. Yeah. You don't have to earn the love of God. Right. So how can I wrap my mind around actually participating in that? And the concepts of forgiveness offered in the Course in Miracles is a really good way to do that, because she says that forgiveness is forgiving yourself and the world and other people and everything for what they're not doing. Right. Because we think we know the way things are supposed to work in order to give us a certain feeling that we want to expect and rely on. But
before we do the meditation, though, I wanted to read the lesson of the day.
Okay.
And
it's fun.
This is the lesson of the day for Thanksgiving Day, so this is for Thursday. But
I know, we love this.
What an interesting lesson for Thanksgiving Day. So it's lesson 330. I will not hurt myself again today. She's so funny sometimes. I will not hurt myself again.
Again today. Just today. I'm not going to hurt myself again today.
And she says, let us this day accept forgiveness as our only function. Right. Why should we attack our minds and give them images of pain? That's a good question. Why should we teach them they are powerless when God holds out his power and his love and bids them take what is already theirs? The mind that is made willing to accept God's gifts has been restored to spirit and extends its freedom and its joy, as is the will of God united with its own. The self which God created cannot sin.
That's my favorite part.
I know, and therefore cannot suffer. Cannot sin, and therefore cannot suffer. I was actually talking to someone about this very thing last night, that was big news for them, that we cannot sin.
That's why this book is for a Western mind.
The self which God created cannot sin, and therefore cannot suffer. Let us choose today that he be our identity and thus escape forever from all things the dream of fear appears to offer us. Wow, how about that dream of fear appearing to offer us something?
Oh, we know. We know what it offers. It offers us a good time.
A good time.
I know.
But it also offers us to hurt ourselves.
Well, you can't pick up one. You can't reach for a good time and not also gather pain.
Yeah. I will not hurt myself again today. So the prayer is, Father, your Son cannot be hurt. And if we think we suffer, we but fail to know our one identity we share with you. We would return to it today to be made free forever from all our mistakes and to be saved from what we thought we were.
I want to be returned to my identity today so that I might be free.
Saved from what we thought we were. I like that line.
Isn't that always the problem? Mm-hmm. You don't know. That's the main thing. You don't know who you are. You don't know who you are. Well,
so let's enter into our circle of love. And when we come out of it, I'm going to share a song with you that I wrote. It's called Home, and I think it's really appropriate for our gathering.
It's actually my favorite song Yolanda does, so you have to like it. There's no choice. My favorite song, Yolanda's favorite song of mine, is next. So after the meditation, so stick around.
And it says, home is the place that never changes. It's the love inside yourself that never changes. And there are clips from my hometown and from Vermont and from me and Glen's life together, and just celebrating our true selves.
How do you think about home?
Yeah. How do you think about home? So here we go. Let's ring the bell 3 times and breathe together 3 times. And on the last one, release on an Om. Here we go. We are co-creating a circle of love intentionally right here in this gathering, because we are made of unconditional love at the root of our very being. And now we consciously allow that love to flow out of us into our minds and hearts, purifying us, helping us know who we truly, truly are, purifying our experience, knowing that we are holy. We let that love flow into our hearts and minds and out into the room that we're sitting in, and engulfing all the creatures and life in our experience, in our apartments, in our homes. We allow this love to flow out into our neighborhoods, into our streets, into our cities, into our country, and into our world. And we know that everything that we like and everything that we do not like is included in this circle of unconditional love. And as we consciously co-create this love today, we recognize and honor and know that we are sitting on land that was once occupied by the native peoples of this continent, the Native American people. Here in our part of the world, that group of people is called the Lenape. In this circle of love, we consciously say that Black lives matter and Black trans lives matter, and we consciously know that human consciousness as a whole is shifting. And that circle of love is ever growing and expanding. And as we take a moment in the silence, we take a moment to be grateful for our lives and for our homes. And we celebrate that home is the place that never changes, the love inside ourselves that never changes. So it is. Do you want to know the place that's always green? Do you want to see the things we seldom see? Do you want to hear the things we barely hear? Well, I found my way there, and I can take you there. I can take you there. Home is the place that never changes. It's the love inside yourself that never changes. Home is the place that never changes. And I found my way home. Do you want to know? The way of time and space. And do you need a place? That nothing can erase? And do you need to be? Through eternity? Well, I found my way there, and I can take you there. I can take you there. Home is the place that never changes. It's the love inside yourself that never changes. Home is the place that never changes. And I found my way home. Home. Never changes. It's the love inside yourself that never changes. And I found my way home. I found my way home. The place that never changes.
Oh, we're recording now.
And so we're home, and this is our home.
I know. This is welcome to our living room.
Yeah.
Right. Home is a place where nothing ever changes. So
that could be intimidating, couldn't it?
Well, it's I love that. I love the arch language of the Course in Miracles, because that's the kind of language that she says.
Right, but the whole phrase is the love inside yourself. So home is a place that never changes. It's love inside yourself that never changes. Right. Because home, I'm saying, is really inside. And
that's what the Course in Miracles is actually is getting us to a place where that's reliable, and we can live from there. In the language of the Course in Miracles, she would call that your altar. She would call that the altar of God,
right?
Where you, the ephemeral you, the you that's passing by, this you, the memory of you, the memory and the past experience of you meets the real you that doesn't change.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. That's good. I like that.
That would be the altar,
right?
So, can we live from that place? can we make decisions from that place? Can that place be comfortable and reliable and powerful? The Course offers you that it can be. If you will realize you already have everything that you need, which is very counterintuitive if you grew up in a Western mind, because they tell you have to acquire something. Well, I've said it a lot, and it's still very relevant. The Course in Miracles is a great editor. What God, I think, does for us is edit.
That's an interesting way to talk about it.
It takes things away that are superfluous, that aren't actually us,
right?
And so we things that are drop away.
It's like remembering who you really are, and when you remember, then the other things are important.
If you remember, then you don't. If you know who you are, because that's the big lie that we all tell ourselves: we're separate. So the Course in Miracles has a million ways of helping us discover how we participate in the lie of separation, and there are a million ways that she shows us how we participate in the lie of separateness, because we do it in a million different ways, because we're always looking for a way to prove that I'm over here alone and friendless and I have to do everything myself. I have to make the bootstraps, I gotta put them on, I gotta pull them up all by myself. Everything I have to do is totally up to me.
I used to really feel that way. I used to really think that way.
And that's what gets you depressed, too. It's like, oh my God, I can't control this. I can't control that. I can't do all this. So how does the Course get us to this place where we want to or can feel confident of living from this place at this altar, living from a place of home? We're on chapter 29. It's called The Awakening. And this is the forgiveness and the end of time. So what is forgiveness and the end of time is? So chapter 28 was the releasing of fear. You release fear. You have to know what fear is and all of its little permutations before you can awaken. What are you awakening from? Fear.
Yeah. That's just what I was
right, that's running your life.
Yeah.
And all the different ways that fear is running our lives so that we don't know that it's running our lives. We learned last week, and we've been learning over the course of this couple of weeks, over and over and over again, we're discovering how often we are trying to, and Yolanda spoke about this last week, mitigating loss. What we mostly do as human beings is try to stop or control in a prescribed fashion how material things change.
Right.
How our bodies change, how food changes, how politics changes, or children grow up, or you get a new piece of you get a new phone, and you have to figure out how that works all over again. I'm 56 years old, so when I learn a new phone, I have to sit there with the guy at the shop going, "How do you do this? How do you do everything? I don't know." So we do this over and over and over again, and if we can get in the habit of using forgiveness to let go of needing things to be a certain way.
That's really good.
That forgiveness helps us edit our lives. So forgiveness is a tool of God to help us see clearly, to move from our own perspective into the vision of oneness, to see and live from our altar where we are and identify as, we talked about this in the lesson when we did where our identity is in wholeness and oneness and eternity. And looking out and seeing that in the world, do you see eternity and the eternal? Do you see an eternal being when you look out of your eyes?
You mean when you're seeing someone else, or when you're...
Period. When you're looking out into the world, are you looking as a you are looking at the reflection of an eternal being. The reflections of an eternal being.
Meaning...
We're eternal, and the world is a reflection of what we believe.
Okay, got it.
So our bodies perceive the reflection that us as an eternal being is reflecting, and we experience that as a material existence.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Now, what that is, nobody knows.
What is?
What material existence is, nobody knows. Because it can't be proven or not proven.
Material existence?
Yeah, because it's here and we can measure it. But it's mostly not here. Because dark matter and we're moving in and out of existence all the time. So we're mostly, if you count how many times, we're blinking in and out. So your molecules are blinking in and out of existence. So we're mostly not here. But our eyes can't don't perceive that, so this looks like a constant.
I love it. That's really fascinating.
That's just science.
I know. That's quantum physics that we're moving into and understanding.
Where are we? Mm-hmm. Who are you? And why does it matter? It matters because we're driving ourselves crazy with fear. and the awakening is the process that we use in order to be present with what is and make better decisions. She starts off this chapter 6, Forgiveness and the End of Time. Mm-hmm. I hope you do want the end of time.
Yeah. I can see that more clearly now.
Because what is time but a measure of things that change?
Mm-hmm.
So measuring things that change is great because a cake changes in the oven at 450. And you need to measure the change because you want to pull it out of the. Well, I don't know.
You better pull it out pretty quick. At
maybe 350 or 300, whatever you're making.
It's not 450.
We've watched too many baking shows in this house. I don't know. So. Measuring time isn't a problem. Measuring time isn't a problem. Pull the cake out when it's ready.
Pull the cake out.
Pull
it out. It's 450 in there.
I know. I'm still eating. I've still got food on my brain. So the first thing she says is, "How willing are you to forgive your brother?" Mm. And the brother in the Course in Miracles is everything that you think is not you. Because there's only one creation. So if it's alive, you're related to it. It's your sister. It's your brother. Right? All right. So, how willing are you to forgive your brother?
I'm laughing because that can be not
almost
so
literal, right?
Right, but it's Thanksgiving. A lot of us gather with our families, and we're just biting our tongues.
I know.
So it's very interesting.
So you want to tell us about your uncle who said some really crazy things at the Thanksgiving Day table this year? Mm-hmm. So. This concept is to help us to figure out. She goes into this in the first paragraph. She goes, "How willing are you to let go of the supremacy in your mind of matter? All of your decisions, like we talked about, we just said this. All of our decisions are based on taking care of and monitoring the condition of material objects through space, and that's almost all we think about."
Yeah, truly.
Whether it's food or a car or getting from here to there or what time it is and our appointment and everything. Now, all those things are completely valuable. No one's wants to take any of this away from you. But what I'm asking for is, if we know that those are reflections of our beliefs, wouldn't it be better to try to look at the source of those beliefs that are doing the reflecting that we experience? So, our misery is locked into the performance of a material objects through space. So where is our peace? If all of your existence and all of your focus is on the material world, where's the peace? There's no peace in things that change.
That's right. Truly.
That's why she says, nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God.
Right.
So the peace of God is within things that do not change. If you're trying to find the peace of God in things that change, you're looking at illusion and suffering and all this other stuff.
I totally see that. Yeah.
even in the subtlest ways that we aren't trying to think of. This is where we're trying to pull it out into the light, pull it out into our understanding, pull it out of our subconscious to say, oh wow, it does actually work that way. I actually understand this. I just don't use these concepts. So consider thinking about that when you're monitoring things through space, whether or not you're placing your happiness in them.
So that's interesting. So let's think of a really practical thing, like
if this cake doesn't turn out well, I'm going to be mad.
Or if my uncle says whatever to me at Thanksgiving,
or misgenders me. My uncle's misgenders me at the Thanksgiving Day party.
Well, I mean, that's my particular set of circumstances. However, we all have crazy uncles, and this, that, and the other, that family members that make us a little crazy. Maybe
we're the family member that makes everybody crazy.
I am, most certainly, yeah. But to me, that's a really practical thing. If you place your happiness in them behaving differently,
saying magic words, or dressing a certain way,
or behaving differently, right. Or pleasing you in some way. Suffering.
Second paragraph. So where's your peace? Where's your peace if you're living for the material world? Where's your peace?
Yeah.
So, and the first thing she says in the next paragraph is, "Swear not to die, you holy son of God." I love that.
Swear not to die, you holy son of God.
Because that's what you are. Your identity is in the eternal. It really is. It really is. Swear not to die, you holy son of God. Forgiveness does not change you. That's pretty controversial.
Forgiveness does not change you. Okay. Keep going.
Do you think it does? Forgiveness does not change you. It changes your focus.
Oh, okay.
Because you can't be changed. You can't change me. Because you can't change God. Oh. Does that ever sound weird to you? That you can't change me? Doesn't that sound like defiant in kind of a way?
Right.
Because you can't change. That's why I make those funny faces. Because you can't change me. You can't change me.
And you can't change
God.
God.
You can't change God. That's not the part of you that needs to change.
Right.
It's a focus, right? We're talking about what are you paying attention to? Where do you think the problem actually exists? At what point do you want to take action on your life in order to have the experiences of the presence of God, which is your natural inheritance? At what point are you going to make decisions to create the circumstances for you to have the experiences that you want? Or experience reality. What are the conditions of experiencing reality would be another way of saying it. So where do you want to spend the answer to that is, where do you want to spend your time? And I use that time specifically. Where do you want to spend? There's a capitalist term for you. Spend. There's the monetary paradigm.
Right.
If you get inside of monetary time, time is money. Where do you want to spend your time? Most of us spend our time doing things that do not benefit us.
Truly.
Most of us spend our times as the parasitic object of a system that is not producing our happiness.
Wow. You mean going to work? Maybe we should question that.
Not every work. I work for a union. I manage pension benefits. This is talking about what.
Well, more like having a job that you really don't like, or something like that.
Well, or just feeding any kind of system that doesn't benefit you or doesn't benefit your community. Right. And it's like, where do you want to spend your time? Nobody on their deathbed, and you've heard this, and you understand this concept. Nobody on their deathbed says, "Man, I would have gotten more homework. I should have spent more time learning Excel." Nobody says that. They say, I should have told my wife I loved her.
Right.
I should have taken the dog on more walks. Yeah. I should have wrote that book I was always planning on writing.
Right.
I should have told, my daughter I loved her before she got mad at me and left off and wouldn't never talk to me. Whatever it is. Where do you want to spend your time? That involves forgiveness. It involves letting go of the way we think it's supposed to be and getting on with what is ours to do. And that's how groups operate in a healthy way too. Because in this section of the Course in Miracles, she's expecting you to be working with other people. Because if you're in a group and your group is charged with solving something, the solution is not going to be to rearrange the deck chairs. The solution to the problem that you've got together to decide is to arrest or understand the cause of what you're seeing that you do not want to see or is causing you angina or some kind of problem, and to address at remedying the cause. And if you can see the cause clearly, then you can do something about it. Forgiveness helps us do that. Forgiveness lets everybody off the hook, makes all love unconditional, and makes nobody have to pay their dues or get on a high horse or come to the hurdles or climb them or cross the moat or...
But what about what they did to me?
I know. And if you don't think God has a plan for them and that your plan, you need to see this person suffer in order for you to feel better, that's a whole nother conversation. So forgive them because it's not your job.
To do what?
Punish.
Oh, okay.
Punish and attack and make sure that somebody's karma is dealt with properly.
Thank you.
You know, somebody make sure that somebody gets their due. I'm guilty of that. You know, Schadenfreude. You know, Schadenfreude. Being happy when somebody gets their their just desserts.
Lordy, lordy.
You know, so we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about that. Please don't make it your job to make sure everybody gets the karma that you think they should have. Even if they're parking in the handicapped parking space and you have that. Don't do it. So, this is what she goes, where do you want to spend your time? And are you spending it on things that are actually delivering your happiness for you? Because if you can examine it correctly, spending your time on managing assets or managing material objects isn't a good use of your time, practically speaking.
Right.
And then she says something very interesting. She goes, you know, nothing survives its purpose.
She actually said that?
Yeah, nothing survives its purpose. What's a Kleenex for?
To throw away.
To use properly, to be sanitary, to clean your face or make up makeup or whatever. And then what do?
Throw it away.
Right, you don't put it back in the box, do you?
No.
Nothing survives its purpose.
Wow, that's an interesting... Okay.
Your body doesn't survive its purpose.
I was just going to say, like, that's really about the body.
Right.
You know. Huh. Because the purpose is as a learning device. Oh my God, it makes it so much clearer.
Right? So, think about what a material object is for, what it's supposed to do, and what it's supposed to reflect, and how it's what you think it's for, and all that. She wants to ring the bell. Little aha moment. Aha moments get the bell. So, what is this world supposed to be doing for you?
What is this world
supposed to be doing for us? So we're here, it's going on, we got our friends, we got our family, everybody's gathered around, there's this carcass of a bird on the table, there's stuffing, and,
there's pumpkin
pudding cake, Yolanda's famous pumpkin pudding cake. But, okay. So what's it for? What's the word for?
To experience.
Right. So, who's the experiencer? God is.
I was just going to say that. I was going to say that. Teacher,
God is. I know. God, that's you. We. Us.
Right,
we're
us.
doing this. We're experiencing this. So, can we see the eternal and the timeless that are around us? Because that's moving from perspective to vision. Mm-hmm. So if you can forgive, you can see accurately, and you can see past time. If you can forgive, time is not what you're looking at. Time is not the thing, not where we're spending our focus. Can we see the eternal and timeless around us? Are we living in that truth? Remember from the altar? Do we see that altar around us? Do we see a reflection of our altar in the world, or do we see a reflection of our ego, the fear that we have? So, how do we forgive? How do we forgive? How do we heal? How well do we do? How well are we doing this time? How well are we looking at before and after? Forgiveness helps us let go of the future. Like, I'm not doing it right enough. Don't know enough, so I'm not going to be able to have the future I want. I can't heal the past, or I'm spending all of my time right now trying to heal what happened in the past and try to get revenge or try to avoid. It's really, really, really impossible. And it's always, I guarantee you, it's always about bodies. You need this certain body to say this. You need to be shaped differently, or move through, or some asset to come into your possession to make up for the substitute. It's called the substitute for love. We're doing this all the time. And forgiveness helps us move outside of time. Forgiveness helps us move, and especially in our groups and the things that we're trying to create and the institutions that we're trying to create together. Stop trying to control what other people are doing in the past or in the future, and try to be about creating what we do want.
Right.
What we are here to work together. Work with what is regenerative. Work with what is living. Work with what is true. Work with what is real.
Yeah.
So, who's real? How much of you is real? Are you showing that part to other people? Are you dealing with the real part of you? The real part in me sees the real part in you.
The light in me sees the light in you. Wahi Guruji Kalkasa.
I know. We're real. I'm real. Are you real? So, you can live outside of time. I'm here to tell you. You can live outside of time.
I'm free.
I'm free. Yeah. So, let go of the primacy of taking care of material objects. Not that we don't want to have nice things or have a beautiful made cake or garments or anything like that, but it's not about our happiness. It's about personal expression.
Right. So, that's just a little shift right there.
It's just very subtle.
Personal expression. And our
it's not your identity.
Right.
My shirt, my haircut, my glasses, being really good looking, incredibly tall, super smart. Those are all just aspects of God. They aren't, so they're aspects of you.
Well, thank you. And you too.
So, being overly concerned with how things look or how they perform or how they move through space is the problem. It's the problem that we have. It's the problem that we have relating to others. It's the problem that groups have relating to us. It's the problem the world projects on us. What my body is supposed to be for. It happens to us just like we do it to other people. Forgiveness helps us move out of this time loop that we keep, that we're in, never present, always in the past and always in the future. So we need forgiveness in order to see solutions. We need forgiveness. We need to employ forgiveness to bring ourselves out of time so that we can see solutions to what we want to change in the world. Because the world is going to change. And we are riding this change.
We're shifting.
We're shifting too. So there's an easy way to do this. She says this very, very, very clearly. She says very often, and I say this is about the Course in Miracles. She says very often that there is a voice that likes you. There's inside each of us. There's the voice of the Holy Spirit. There's a voice that likes you. Listen to that voice and practice doing what she says.
Right.
Because if you do, she'll tell you that we're all one. All one. There's only one life we're living. And she'll even tell you how to act like it. I'm Reverend Glen M, Ganaway, your favorite anarchist preacher, and you're at Church with a 2-Drink Minimum.
Hey,
human! And it's Thanksgiving, and we're grateful for you.
Yay. We are grateful for you. And we're at the end of our time together. So I wanted to share a closing song with you that turns out is really most people's favorite song of mine. And it's called We Are Angels. And I've never had an official video for it, but I just released one. And so this video has clips of me and Glenn and clips from my show, Reverend Yolanda's Old Time Gospel Hour, that was made into a movie. And the compilation of these clips just really struck me, and I decided that this was the official video for We Are Angels. So we will leave you now and share that we are angels together, and happy Thanksgiving weekend.
Happy Thanksgiving.
So see you later. Okay, so we begin it.
Why do you feel so out of place? So out of touch with the human race? You don't seem to understand why your brother won't lend a helping hand. Why do people tear apart your tender heart? Why does the nighttime seem so dark when the light shines inside your heart? We are angels, we are angels, and we're struggling to be human. You tell me of the things you feel. You push away, then you pull me near. You tell me of your fantasy. I love the way that you speak honestly. Why is it so hard to love the one you've been dreaming of? Don't you see yourself in me? Don't you see what we can be? We are angels, we are angels, and we're struggling to be human. We are angels, we are angels, and we're struggling to be human. Time heals all pain. That's the way of the world. Time will bring you round again. Ooh, that's the way of the world. We are angels, we are angels, and we're struggling to be human. We are angels, we are angels, and we're struggling to be human. We are angels, we are angels, and we're struggling to be human. La 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 la.
Ladies and gentlemen, Reverend Roger Anthony Yolanda Mapes.
Let things be exactly as they are. You can't change me, and you can't change God.